Hello, class. It's Professor Turnmeyer. I'm here to give you a few suggestions on how you can outline your essay for project success. You can organize your ideas and your research at the same time. So this is, of course, presuming that you already know what your definition of success is, and you know who your models are, and you have decided which research sources you want to use. Once you've finished that, you can move on to outlining your essay. All right, so the first thing that you need to do is to outline your thesis, right? So start with the prompt to develop the thesis. What is your definition of success? What is your focus? And who are your models? And yes, if you'll notice, I spelled success incorrectly on that note card. That's what happens when you're drafting. You make lots of boo-boos. All right, so for paragraph 2, I'm going to offer my reader background information that supports my thesis statement. So for paragraph 2, I'm going to drive home the importance to realize that immigrants face obstacles, right, in this discussion of success. So for paragraph 2, I'm going to offer my reader background information. I don't want to just throw my reader into the middle of my essay. I want to get them some background information. I'd like them to understand immigrants, poverty and trauma, language barriers, cultural hurdles, and assimilation and acculturation issues. So I'm going to give that background information in my next paragraph. For my third paragraph, I'm going to create a paragraph that sets the tone or the mood of the essay. I want my reader to know how to read my essay, and I want them to read it with a certain state of mind, right? I want them to prepare themselves emotionally for what they're about to read. And so I want to set the mood of opportunity. I want to set that mood of humanity, and I want to set the tone of having a purposeful life. If you'll notice on this note card, there's something in red. And what I write in red on my note cards are my research sources that I want to cite in this paragraph. So in paragraph 3, I want to cite an article called Want Geniuses Welcome Immigrants by Frank Bruni. And this is just a reminder that in this paragraph, this is the source that I want to cite. For my fourth paragraph, I'm going to go ahead and introduce my first model. And my first model happens to be Connie Baez. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide solid biographical information that connects my thesis to my model. And basically my thesis is selfless, successful immigrants. So for paragraph 4, I'm going to introduce my first model. For paragraph 5, I want to make a clear connection between the model that I picked, Connie, my thesis, selfless immigrants and success, and how Connie fits into that mold. And to do that, I'm going to cite a TED Talk that she did titled Why Children of Immigrants Work Hard, right? And so I'm making a little note to myself, right? Our individual success comes through the sacrifices others have made. Others suffered so we can succeed. And this is basically a summary of Connie's TED Talk. I will probably be using other direct quotes from her, but this is what I want to include in paragraph 5. So for paragraph 6, I'm going to introduce my second model, Luong Ong. And this time I'm going to talk about her book that she wrote and her work as an activist. In red, again, in red ink, I'm going to make sure that I cite a CNN interview in March of 2010 with Luong Ong. And I'm also going to cite a book or a chapter from a book called Surviving the Peace by Sharon May. So once again, I'm reminding myself what research sources I need to put in which paragraph. Now, if you are only using one model or one group for success, you can find another benefit of your model or group. So you'll be going into more detail. If you only have one model or one group, you're going to be able to provide even more details, right, in the paragraphs that end your essay. All right. For paragraph 7, this is when I'm going to offer a biography of Luong, my second model. I decided for Luong, instead of giving her biographical information first, I was going to present to readers what makes her so great. Then in the next paragraph, paragraph 7, I'm going to offer her biographical background. This is just a writerly choice that I made. I could have done it the other way. I could have first given her biography, and then talked about how great she was and how she connects to my thesis statement. But I decided to change up the structure a little bit. For paragraph 8, I will conclude by offering my readers a benefit statement. So a benefit statement allows me to converse, to talk to the reader. It allows me to connect to the reader. And I always like to have this kind of paragraph in my essays. I will be citing American Dreaming, Lives on the Margins by Sarah J. Mahler to reinforce my thesis statement. Your concluding paragraph is a good time to reinforce your thesis statement. You don't need to repeat your thesis statement because that would be boring for the reader. Instead, I want it to be reinforced. So for my final paragraph, I want to leave my reader with something to think about. I want them to read my essay and share what they read with other people that they talk to. I want my essay, I want my message, and I want my ideas to be memorable. All right, so this was just a really quick introduction to how you can use index cards to organize and outline your essays. And so I'm ready to write my draft, right? My ideas are organized, my research is organized. I can build my paragraphs one at a time using my note cards as a guide. I will treat each paragraph or each note card like a miniature essay. Right? On each card, there's going to be a paragraph with one idea and one goal that's supported with research. Every sentence has to count. Now, you'll notice that not every index card is associated with some piece of research. So you don't have to have research in every single paragraph that you write, okay? So please be sure to watch the video lecture on paragraph structure, making every sentence in your paragraph count. You don't want sentences that just kind of hang there or repeat ideas you've already said, right? You want every sentence to count. That's what makes a strong paragraph. All right. If you have any questions, message me on Canvas or send me a text. All righty. I will see you next time.